My family's been in Galena, the history of the family, since 1778. My wife has been in Galena all of her life, and we've been married 57 years. So I've been living here that many years. Now, I did go to Minnesota for a little stint with the company I was working with. And when I came back, we did live in Dover for a little while, but we never gave up the house here, so we've always really lived in Galena. And we lived in the oldest house in Galena. I don't think it's still in our ordinance, but about 10 years ago or so, when we revised our ordinance, one of the clauses in there said that we wanted anything new in Galena would be a mirror image of the existing Galena. So we're very happy with Galena just the way it is. Now we are, with the economy being the way it was for the past few years or longer, we've lost a lot of storefront businesses. When I say a lot, I mean, I don't know, for Galena, a lot.
Yeah, right.
And now we're trying to get the high-tech people, if we can. We've have Atlantic Broadband's in town now. Comcast is coming in the next 90 to days or so. Actually, they say 90 days. It'll probably be 6 months. The county put up $60,000 to get it between Millington and Galena, and the fellow who owns Dogwood Plaza right up the street here, he put up $25,000 to get it from the school down to his place, and then the town worked with them, and we originally made some financial agreements with them, but then we found out we didn't have to do that. They were still going to come anyway, and I mean, we didn't really break an agreement. It was just,
Right.
you know, it didn't just work out. It just worked out that way.
Yeah.
However, we have agreed to support them as much as possible. They have enough fiber optics to cover the whole town. The only thing is there's some problems with them getting lines and so on and so forth. I have appointed a councilman, John Carroll, as my technology councilman. So if you want to know details of that, you have to go see John. Galena is not what you really call a colonial town. It's not like some of the colonial areas of Chestertown. However, we are an old town, and we probably were characteristic of early Victorian. At least our oldest homes are.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to put a business in one of the existing buildings, we're not going to let them to tear the facade down and put up something that looks like a Chinese restaurant. Actually, the scuttlebutt among the council people right now is that we're kind of thankful Middletown's where it is. Because Delaware is tax-free. We're close enough to Delaware. In 15 minutes, you can get up there to Walmart, Kohl's, everything else is up there, Lowe's, all that. So that's great for Galena. I can remember in Middletown, when I was young, was the place that I used to go. And I don't know really when it was, but I can remember on the water tower, probably 40, maybe 50 years ago, they put a big sign on the water tower saying, "The hub of the East." And at that time, Middletown was kind of like Galena. It was bigger, but it only had one traffic light. And we laughed and laughed about that. Everybody all around here laughed at that. And now it is. I don't want to see Galena become Middletown, and I don't think there's anybody on the council. And 90% of the people in town, not that I can speak for 90%, but if I were to guess, I'd say they don't want it to be like Middletown either. And a lot of people that, I mean, we had a big development back in the housing boom. We went from 300 and some people now to over 600 people. And that was all in one development right outside of town. And most of those people that I've talked to moved to Galena because it was Galena. Now you said what's the biggest concern is our waste disposal, because we had a lagoon system that over the past 2 or 3 or 4 years, there's been times when we got over on whatever we got over on, and got pressure to put in a new waste disposal, wastewater treatment plant. And then the county came along and they joined up with us also. And now we're putting in a wastewater treatment plant that serves the town of Galena and is going to be large enough to serve all the empty lots that we have. And plus the county is hooking up Georgetown.
Oh, right. I was going to ask you about that.
And we're going to combine it, and we've kind of worked out our agreements. Everything's not finally settled, but we've come to general terms, and now it's just a matter of finding enough money to do it. And I think we'll be able to do that. Well, we're supposed to start sometime this year. The holdup is that we're having a hard time scheduling meetings with all the different people that have to put their 2 cents in it, and it's very difficult for us that way. And time keeps marching on. But we should start sometime late summer or fall, and I think it's going to be maybe a 6-month to a year job. I have been a manager all my life. From the day I got out of college, I had a managerial job. I've had some very important managerial jobs. I love running Galena, or not running Galena, that's the wrong word. I love being the mayor of Galena.
Why?
Because it gives me something to do, and it takes me back to the days when I was in my peak, I used to be in charge of Green Giant here on the East Coast. We had 5,000 acres of ground and produced 10% of the asparagus in the United States. Probably 15% of asparagus in the United States. Then I kind of haven't been doing anything other than taking care of the yard and the family, which I've had plenty to do doing that, but now I'm a mayor, so I'm loving every minute of it.